So it's the 12th of July in Fix, Phnom Penh, 2018. This is your second workaway, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're Carla and
Guillem.
Okay. And how long have you been a couple?
How long have we been a couple?
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Okay. And you're British, right?
I'm half British. My dad's Catalan from Barcelona and my mum's British.
What passport have you got?
Spanish passport. Yeah, I've lived in Barcelona all my life.
Okay, good to know. So tell me about the first workaway. What did you do?
Our first workaway was a bit of a, it wasn't working really, it was a bit of a hippie camp, and what this guy did, Tad his name is he set up a diving camp in the Philippines, and then he'd train native Filipino boys to be diving instructors, and then we would pay the Filipino boys to teach us how to dive. So it was a great experience.
Great, because you didn't sound that enthusiastic when I just asked.
No, I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, to be able to learn to dive for that little money, because it's usually really expensive. But for me, it was a bit frightening, to be honest, the first day, because I was just thrown into the sea and it was really poor visibility, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and it was all kind of second or third hand equipment. Okay, so it was scary the first day, but on the whole the experience was really good fun, because you kind of get the hang of it by the third or fourth dive, so it's good.
But you didn't feel there was adequate training? That was the main problem?
Well, it was no, not really. I had an official PADI instructor who just happened to be there, so I kind of did it with him. But we had to do it quite quickly. But on the bright side, I had an instructor just for myself, so it was 1-to-1.
Okay, so you arranged that through the workaway site?
Yes.
And did you leave feedback?
Yes.
What did the feedback say?
Do you remember?
It was
something?
Good. We didn't mention that it was not, they don't have safety regulations for diving, for instance. We could have said it. I actually almost died there because my regulator wasn't good and was giving me a wrong number, saying that I still had air in my tank, but I hadn't. So we had kind of a
an emergency situation 15 meters below sea level.
We had a good experience, and it's what we said. There we met local people. They were very nice to us. Actually, we enjoyed it so much, and that's what we said in the feedback.
So in the feedback you talked about the positive. Did you talk about the near accident?
No. We talked to them personally about that, but I think it would have been...
Everyone is informed about how the equipment is and how bad it is, and what they...
Everyone's informed?
Yeah.
How were they informed?
Well, just by looking at it. I mean...
So when you got there, you saw it was not safe for Britain, but you didn't mention that in your feedback?
No, we didn't, because we didn't feel it would have been appropriate to mention that, because they tell you about it and you go there at your own risk, really. And I mean, if I mention that, we had an emergency underwater, it would mean probably that someone might shut it down, or people might stop going, or and that would mean the boys would not have jobs anymore. So
well, you said they tell you about it and you go there. Who tells you about what?
And all the equipment is recycled equipment from resorts, and they basically tell you that it's not like last generation equipment. Like the tanks should never be older than I don't know how many years. These were from 2007, more than 11 years, I think.
Yeah.
And you should always have like a stamp of when was this tank filled. We didn't have it. So, but basically, I mean, when you do that, you should respect all these things. But I mean, if you always follow the steps, that all these safety things that you should do, like you could always check how the equipment is. Something could fail. It can fail with new equipment as well. But there are lots of things you can do to check that everything is working. And then that was like bad luck, I think.
It was bad luck, and fortunately we were all together. You're supposed to be within 2 seconds of your diving buddy, and we were able to give him air, and it was
You have to be relaxed when bad things happen, and if you are,
sorry.
like it's difficult at that depth. We were not very deep at that time, and we just were calm. We follow our instructor, and we focus.
I didn't get the question. So when they tell you about it, you mean it was in the description that the equipment was old, or they told you about it when you got there? They said it's not that new.
No, they are completely clear about that.
Yeah.
Description on Workaway.
I can't remember if it's in the description. Sorry, mosquitoes everywhere.
I think they mention it. They mentioned that it's not. That it's kind of a
Yeah, I think they do mention
project that they have, and they recycle things. They fix things. They fix the equipment themselves regularly. I don't know. They don't really follow the procedures that all other diving centers follow, and they are clear about that. What they say also is that if you learn how to dive in these very bad conditions, you'll be able to do that anywhere. So it's hard learning.
No, it doesn't say that.
They say that when you got there. So the description is a lot more positive. And at the end of the day, you didn't leave any feedback. You only left positive feedback, right?
Yeah.
And there was just, did you check the feedback before you chose it?
Yeah, it had loads of positive feedback.
And that influenced your decision to choose it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't leave the feedback because you felt that it would close down if you did?
What? Well, I mean...
You sign a paper when
You
you
sign,
get
yeah.
there, and it's always your own risk. You do under your own risk.
And this happens with new equipment. That's the thing. I mean, you can have problems, and I mean, that's why you're supposed to be next to your body. You're supposed to follow certain procedures or regulations.
And the good thing is that it is the cheapest diving center in the world, basically. It
Yeah.
costs like, I don't know,
Nothing.
3 euros, 2 euros.
And you signed, so when you got there, you signed a full disclaimer saying you knew you'd be doing that, or when you got there, they said, by the way, here's a disclaimer, there's the broken equipment, go in the water now.
Yes.
You didn't know you were signing that.
We did. We read everything.
Yeah.
Before you got there, it said in the description you need to sign a disclaimer.
When we got there. Workaway isn't that professional, okay? It's kind of like,
You're not obliged to dive there.
You
can
don't have
just
to dive.
Stay there in front of the beach, snorkel, and just do your own food, and you have a dorm or a tent, and you can even show up there without having booked in advance through Workaway. They are very relaxed about this.
So this idea of not leaving feedback because it might hurt somebody's business and someone might lose their job, is that just applied across the board then? So no matter what experience you ever had, you would never leave feedback then?
No, that's not true. We do leave a lot of negative feedback in other circumstances. such as, I don't know, any kind of service you receive at a restaurant, a hotel. But I suppose when it comes to such like small projects that are run for people there and that are doing so much good in the community, you have to kind of think about what you're going to say, because this happened to us, they fixed it, they apologized, and we could have put it on the page, but it would have created a kind of bigger problem. There were people who've been diving there for 6 months, nothing happened. I mean, I don't know, maybe we should have put a negative review on there. I don't know, what do you think?
I think that we were informed about bad things could happen, and these are people that at least have a chance to become instructors. They are always struggling and saving money so they can pay their certifications. People who train there, they don't have certification either. They can't officially train other people, but it's their future goes in that way because they are very good divers. They just need the money to have the papers to officially be instructors. The thing is that the PADI is a big organization that they charge for anything. So I would feel giving a bad review, it would be, it wouldn't help them at least finding this
Path.
this path that could change their lives significantly.
Did you know that Workaway don't publish bad reviews?
They do publish. Well, I mean, I think what Workaway wants is for you can give a number of stars, so you can give 1 to 5. I can't remember what we gave, but I think your review has to be constructive in a way. I mean, if you start lashing out and insulting everyone because you had a bad experience, I mean, I don't think they'll publish it. But in general, I mean, I've read lots of reviews, and we've written some reviews saying, well, the only negative aspect was this or that, or watch out for this. And
okay,
then,
so just to correct you, so because I mean I've done the study, I've done a master's on this. I've looked. It's not a 1 to 5 stars. It's positive, negative, or neutral. If you choose negative, they don't publish anything that you say at all.
They filter everything. We've seen that, but we've also seen bad reviews.
yeah, we've seen the stars though. Like maybe they've changed that.
And we know
Stars
that.
is like an overall plus and a minus.
Yeah.
But we've seen that many are deleted by the way.
Yes.
We've also
That's
seen that. Actually here, was it here that we've seen that some of the reviews were deleted in this Workaway Flick?
Well, it's not deleted, they're just not published, but then they give the name of a person that left a negative. And if you want to know, you need to contact that person and ask them. They won't publish what they say.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, do you think they should publish all the negative reviews? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's misleading because most people assume when they don't see anything negative, they assume nothing's been left. They don't read what is the terms and conditions, how does feedback work. They're making the assumption, right? They don't know, like we didn't know.
No, but there are some things to consider. First of all, if you want to go to a proper PADI certified place, you're free to go and pay the money and it's all regulated. I mean, if you're going to do Workaway, you don't need a work permit, you don't need, I mean, it's not a proper job, you're volunteering somewhere.
If you do that, you've got the expectation then that the standards are going to be lower because it's cheaper. So why not what's that got to do with censoring what people want to say?
Well, I think that there are lots of different people in the world, and I think, I mean, I'm not defending Workaway because I think they should publish negative reviews, but it's the same as newspapers. I mean, if you start writing a review that's not constructive and it's not, it's kind of maybe offensive in a way because you've had a bad experience and you're just writing whatever comes to your mind in that moment. I mean, I don't blame them for not publishing that. but I have seen a lot of reviews that say, look, this was not right, I didn't like this, but on the other hand, this is the positive side of it. I don't know, I'd have to investigate.
So in a different sphere, give me an example of a negative review you left about anything.
About anything?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I mean, it's kind of a difficult question.
Well, there's all sorts of ways you leave feedback online nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Ways. So give me an example of when you just trashed them and you said, no, this is just terrible.
Well, for example, the Guardian articles, a lot of them, some of them are deleted as well because, but if you don't agree with the opinion of the journalist, a lot of people question it, but in a polite way, or maybe not so polite sometimes, but you're allowed to say what you think and give your opinion, even if it's the opposite of, I don't know, what the person's just said. What do you want me to
But is that feedback though? That's more like just a commentary of an article.
Okay, so feedback on booking, for example.
Yeah.
You get people who say the bed was hard and the bathroom was dirty and it was very noisy outside.
We always get the idea of how the place will be through booking, reading the bad reviews.
Yeah, we always read the bad reviews.
It's our guide actually to know how a place
and we've left
will
bad
be.
reviews.
Yeah, I always think with that, I think one thing with Workaway is when you go to booking.com, you don't really know the hotel that well, so you're more honest. I think with Workaway, you know the owners, and therefore you're more likely to be biased to the positive.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
You get feedback from them as well. So it's kind of an exchange with them.
Okay, not booking you don't. That's the effect also, right?
Yeah, because you're going to get feedback. Yeah, maybe that's it as well, because you're going to get feedback. People don't want to write something bad about it. I don't know.
Okay, so then the last question.
Food for thought.
If feedback is biased for those two reasons, you know the people you don't want negative back, but it did, you said it influenced your decision to choose this place. Do you think people should give less credence to feedback then? Should be...
It's an interesting question. With Workaway, sorry.
I think we always consider places with lots of reviews.
Yeah.
And I just think the probability of a place being better than another, a place that has more reviews, more good reviews, it, at least statistically, probably gives you more a proper idea of how the place is.
Yeah, but we're going to do another Workaway in Thailand now, and I mean all the reviews are very positive, but all of them say, you know, it's not very well organized, but the three women are lovely, and you get to teach children, and the children are also, you know, very nice, and it says a bit of both. So I don't know.
Yeah, the basic thing we want to know is that it won't be like capitalist based exploited work, or you know, which it happens. Some of the workaways are. They mention that it might be more than 5 hours a day. When you send them a message, it's 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, or something like that. So it doesn't match their description, their profile.
Okay, so just to change stuff at the end then, so finish talking about Workaway and that. So what are your two long-term plans together beyond travel?
Long-term plans?
Right.
Do we have any?
Well, we know where we'll be the next 2 months.
Yeah, that's long-term for us now. We're going to Thailand and then to Indonesia, and then when we get back, I mean, we came traveling because we both wanted a break from our lives there, and it just coincided that we could both stop working because we didn't want to go back to those jobs, and And so when we go back to Barcelona, it will be a new beginning. And hopefully we'll be able to get a job in something in the media or kind of artistic, right?
Okay. But you say you're a permanent article, you'll be together forever?
What kind of question is that? Yes.
Of course.
But you've not discussed, okay, we won't go there then, alright?
What do you want us to discuss?
We wouldn't be together if we thought differently.
You're staying together, but you don't have long-term plans of where you'll be together. Is that it, basically?
I think that you're with a person and you decide to share your time with this person, like fully share your time when the other person like is fascinating or is more than the rest, you know. I think it's a serious decision that you make, and I wouldn't be with her if I wouldn't think this way.
Okay. Last question to Carla. Do you think he looks like Humphrey Bogart?
Like who?
Because I thought the other day he just came.
No,
You don't?
I don't. No.
Okay.
Like who?
Humphrey Bogart.
Look at that face.
I'm gonna shave today and have a mohawk.
Yeah.
But you won't then. You'll have David Beckham then. Okay, I'm good with that then. So thank you both for your time and the best of luck
Thank
in
you.
the future.
Thank you.
Okay. Why do people neglect to report negative experiences or even report them as positive, especially in the sharing economy? What you've just watched formed a part of my first year master's research, which aimed to answer that question by looking at the feedback that was left, together with the transcripts of 6 interviews and analysing them in the light of the linguistic theories of politeness and genre. It goes on to conclude with some positive suggestions about how to improve the situation for all participants. It's a short piece of research of around 4,000 words, but also includes 6 interview transcripts and copied feedback and online profiles from the internet in the extensive appendices. Find it on Amazon, Sharing the Silence by J.A. Starr. To end on a positive note, my own experiences in the sharing economy and most experiences of most people is overwhelmingly positive. The reason for the negative focus on the rare problems here is merely to illustrate the linguistic theories I was studying. Happy sharing.